Hey everyone, this is Samar. Welcome back to another video of our playlist in which we are creating a note app. In today's video, we are going to create our user table in our database which we have created in last video. So let's get started. So welcome back everyone. Now first of all, let's see what our user table will gonna look like. So here you can see this will be our user table in which there will be three columns. First one is email, then name, and then hash password. Our email column will be our primary key. Now, if you don't know what is primary key, it is a key in a relational database that is unique for each record. So let's say you have a data of students of a class and you have to search for a particular student. Then you can search by its name. But there can be two students having same name, but you only want one student. So you can say that a student with this name and this particular age. But there can be case that two students having same name and same age. So then you can search like that. A student with the student name this, his parents name is this, and his age is this. So this can be a better search which will gonna give you a single result. But there can be chances, but it is very rare that as two students having same name and same parents name and same age. So it is very rare. So you can select the student like this. But here you can see that you have to select four columns. But how we can optimize it? We can say that every student have a this particular registration number and it is different for each student. This is what happens in colleges. So we can search by registration number and we will gonna surely get single user with that registration number. So that registration number will gonna be our primary key. In previous case, our username, parents name, and the age of the student collectively will be a primary key. But in this case, our registration number will be the only column which will be our primary key. So anything which will differentiate each record is our primary key. It can be your driving license number, your telephone number, or vehicle identification number. It can be anything which is different for each record. So in our case, our primary key will be our emails because email is different for each person in this world. No two users have same email ID. So our email will be our primary key. Now let's create this table. Now open your IntelliJ IDEA. Here first of all we have to add a class named user which will gonna specify all the properties of user. First of all let's create a package named data in this source folder, and in this data package create a package named model. So now in this model class let's create our user data class. Select data class. Here we have to specify the properties which we have discussed previously. Now let's say hash password, and then name of the user. Now this is our data class. It is not a table in our database. So to create a table, let's create another package named table in our this data package. Now in this table package, we have to create our user table. Now this user table class will gonna extend from table class which is provided by exposed library. See here you have to select this JetBrains.exposed library. Remember in previous video I have told that exposed library will gonna help to access our database. Now here we have to create columns. Our first column was email. It is a varchar. This varchar is provided by exposed, and the name of our column will be email. Length of the email can be 512. Then there is a column which is for name. It can also be a 512 length, and there is a column for hash password, and it can also be a length of 512. Now to make this email our primary key, we have to override the primary key variable from this table class. Here you can see this primary key is of type table.primary key, and here we have to specify and in these parameters we have to specify our columns which will gonna together make a primary key. So in our case it is only a single column, that is email. So yeah, that's all, our table is ready. So now let's create a repository in which we will gonna create functions to query to this user table. In this repository package, create a class named repo, and this is a class, and here we have to create a function to insert a user. This function will gonna add the user, and in parameters we will accept a user, and here we will insert that user. Remember in last video we have created a function named dbQuery which will gonna make us able to query in coroutine block. So it is giving me error because it is a suspend function. So we have to make this add user function also a suspend function. Now here we have to insert our user. So call this user table, and here we have to insert. So here an error is coming because our user table is a class, but it should be object, because our table will gonna have only single instance. So it is an object, and now we can insert. It is providing us the insert function, and we can insert here, and it is giving us a user table. This ut is a user table, and to pass the email we have to do like this: user table and dot email is equals to is our user which we are accepting in our parameters. This user dot email, and this password is equals to dot hash password is equals to user dot hash password, and user table dot name is equals to user dot username. So that's all in this function. This function will gonna insert our user in our database. Now we have to create a function which will gonna search a user by its email. Let's create it. It will be a suspend function, and find user by email. We have to take a email in parameters, and here we have to call this dbQuery function, and in this dbQuery function we have to select our user, which will be our user table dot select function. We have to select that user whose email is equal to our this email. So select this user table dot email dot equal to function which is equal to our this email, and this will gonna return a list of users, but we know that our email is different for every user. So we will gonna make it single or null, so that it will gonna generate only single result, or it will gonna provide us null. But now actually it will gonna provide us a row, not a user. You can see here it is providing us a result row. So now we have to convert this result row into our user class, which is this class. So how we can create this? We have to create a function in which we will gonna create our this result row into user. Let's create a function. It will be a private function, and it will convert row to user. It will gonna take a row as a parameter, and it will be of type result row, and this row can be nullable, and we will gonna provide a user, and it will be also nullable. And if our row is null, then we will simply return null, and if it is not a null, then we will return our user, and here email is equals to row of user table, and our hash password will be dot hash password, and our name will be. So now back to this find user by email function. In this function we just have to convert this row into our user, and here we can map this as a row to user, and we will provide this row. Now from where this it came, you can see here that this map function is providing us a variable named its default name is it and of type result row, and we just have to pass this variable which is our particular row in this row to user function. And now that's all in this find function. This will gonna find our user with that particular email id. If that user will exist, then it will gonna provide us a user, and if the user of that particular email id not exist, then it will gonna provide us a null. So now in our database factory which we have created in last video, in this init function we have to create our user table actually in our database. So we have to make a transaction, and in this schema utils we have to create our user table. This will gonna create a user table if it don't exist in database. Now to actually check our user table is created or not, we have to call this init function in our application.kt file. So go to application.kt file. In this file, at the starting, we just have to call this function. So call this function as a database factory dot init, and this will gonna initialize our database. And if the table is not present in our database, then it will gonna create. If it is present, then it will simply ignore that. So let's run it. So to check this our user table is created or not, first open your pgadmin, and in this pgadmin in our nodes db our tables are empty. So you can see we don't have any table in our database. So let's run our project, and let's see our user table will be created or not. So our build is successful. Let's see our user table is created or not. Let's refresh it, and here you can see our user table is created. The columns are email, name and hash password. So that's all in this video. Thank you for watching it.